said he understands that. General Shen told him that there was no need to worry so much. The students did not have to go to the front line of battles. There are those who choose clerical work in the rear. Hai Van Teng asked the general, "Then how are things on the front line?" General Shen told him what he would see when he entered the university. The dark beast he met was from the lowest level, but the dark beasts of the highest level are intimidating by their very appearance. Hai Van Teng said that then he has one last question. Where did these dark beasts come from then? General Shen said that from the abyss they came to them from the abyss. A few days later, Hai Van Ten was walking down the street and said how tired he was. Exhaling, he thought that they had sold all the materials they had taken from the slain star beasts. Now he has a lot of money. Now he has decided that he needs to go home, and he really wants to visit his parents. He was walking down the street and he shouted that there was a fire. There is a fire in an elite residential complex. How could this happen? Hearing this, Hai Wan Teng became very tense, and he immediately rushed in that direction. Seeing this, the man was surprised and asked what's what. Is he really so young, and already a martial artist, and also so fast? Hai Van Ten raced in that direction and hoped that his parents were all right now. He ran past a group of girls who said that they had heard that there had been an accident in the house of the rich from the Wang family. Another of these girls said that she found out that the head of the family killed someone, and the son of this person became a martial artist in order to take revenge. Hai Van Ten stopped and walked up to them. There was his Aunt Zio, whom he asked, "What does she say that something happened in the Wang family's house?" Aunt Zio asked him if he had already returned, and she said that yes, she went to look at Van Fugace's house, but that man said not to interfere. Hai Van Ten asked what. That is, it didn't happen in his house. Aunt Zio interrupted him and told him to go to his parents anyway, because their house is very close. It wouldn't be good if the fire affected him. Hai Van Ten said it was good. Then he ran on. Aunt Zio said how polite he had become and the mother of martial arts. Is there nothing for the Wang family to worry about? Another girl said that yes, this guy is promising a lot. It will be interesting to look at it in the future. Meanwhile, his mother stood and looked at the fire and thought that she did not think that the Wang family would die in the fire. But Dodo is still so small. She must have been killed, too. Then she couldn't stand it and stood in front of the crowd, shouted at her to stop, because she is still a child. Should they let her go? The little girl was crying and saying that she was very scared. The woman told her not to be afraid, because Aunt Lai was already here and asked the criminals to let her go. The man pointed a gun at her and told her to get out of the way. The woman told him that it didn't matter how strong his hatred was, because the child had nothing to do with it, and he's innocent. The man said that, but what about his parents then? Were they innocent too? But when Van Fugoy killed them, no one stood up for them. The woman thought she could see that he was really hurting and she shouldn't blame him for what he did, but doo-doo. The man told her to move away and he wouldn't kill her. The woman said that she was very sorry that such a thing had happened to his parents, but she could not calmly watch him kill this child. The man said there was too much chatter, so she's going to die now, too. The man threw the child away and said that out of the way. But the woman said that no, she would not let him kill this child and would not look at it. The man attacked her and said that then she would also die now. But Hai Van Ten appeared just in time, and he saved his mom. He told his mother that everything was fine. He came, and already addressing this man, he said that his hatred does not bother her. If he touches his mother with even a finger, he will break his arm. He would teach him a lesson. The man told him that if he wasn't going to be killed, then he would die himself. Hai Van Ten asked him if he was really resisting. He is weaker than him, so whether he wants it or not, he must obey him. He gives him a chance to sell. Let him continue cultivating and training, then be able to find him and take revenge on his name Wang Teng. The man said he was Yan King, and he remembered him. After that, the man is going to leave. Turning to Hai Van Ten's mother, asked her if she was happy. The woman said it didn't matter. The only important thing is that he must follow his heart. When this man left, Mom turned to Hai Van Ten, asked him what is this guy will not cope with his problems. Will he take revenge on him in the future? Hai Van Ten asked her that did she really want him to kill him on the spot. How cruel is she? The woman said that, of course not. How can he even say that to his mother? Hai Van Ten said come on, he was just kidding. And he thought that but Mom should not have contacted that martial artist. It was good that everything went well, and he was able to protect her. After the incident, the police arrived at the scene. Hai Van Teng approached Captain Chai and said that they had met again. Captain Chai greeted him and said that they were doing everything as usual, making up a protocol. And he himself thought that this guy had become a martial artist. Who would have thought? Then he said that, by the way, this girl. Hai Van Ten's mom said that her parents had died and she was worried about her and asked if she could stay with her for now. Captain Chai told her that then let her take care of her. The woman said that if nothing else is required of them, then they will go. Walking along the road, Hai Van Ten asked his mother what she was going to do. The woman said that the girl's mother said that Wang Fugui's relatives are not good people, you can't give them a girl. Hai Van Ten said that it was fine, then let this girl stay with them. And if someone comes and makes a scandal, he will teach them manners. Mom told him that she knows that he has become stronger, but still now he should be more attentive when he goes outside. Hai Van Teng told her that, by the way, he had already said that they should move to the area where the families of martial artists live, so they need to look after the house so that such a situation as today will not happen again. Mom told him it was fine as he said. The day came when they started moving. Hai Van Ten was carrying boxes everywhere. His father told him that he began to benefit, bought them a house for 300 million. His father didn't have that much money in his life. Hai Van Teng told his father not to worry. He would be even more useful in the future. Mom was standing in the doorway and asked Dudu, what happened? Dudu cried and told her she wanted to go home. She misses her mom and dad. Mom told the girl that she should stay with her aunt for a while, and her mom and dad are very far away now. The girl started crying even harder and said that her mom and dad just didn't need her. The woman hugged her and said that they love her very much more than anything in the world. Of course, they need her. The girl still continues to cry, asked her what, then why didn't they come for her? Maybe they died. The woman, turning to her husband, asked him that maybe they would adopt Dodo. Her relatives cannot be trusted, they can harm her. The man said that Hai Van Ten will have a sister, it's very good. Let him live with them. 3 days later, your family has arranged a banquet for you. Grandpa Wang Ten stood on the stage and thanked everyone for coming to the banquet in honor of his grandson Wang Ten, so you need to drink to him. Someone from the audience shouted that old man Wang, at his age, does not lose his grip. Everyone started shouting congratulations. A martial arts champion grew up in the Wang family. Then the doors opened, and the man took out the bell, saying that everything had just begun. He came on time. The eldest son of the Wang family named Wang Shenhong K asked who he was. The man said that the one who brought the gift. Han Van Ten tensed and thought that he was giving a bell. In Chinese, the concept of a bell and a clock are denoted by one hieroglyph, and giving a watch for a holiday is a bad omen. This guy takes the thing off his belt and a hologram of some old man appears. This old man said that they haven't seen each other for a long time. Addressing Wang Zhengxing, Hai Wang Teng's grandfather, Wang Zhengxing called his name, saying that Zhen Jianping, by asking him that didn't he die, because then. But this old man himself spoke for him, asking that he had shot him then. The old man laughed and said that he was just very lucky. He should have put more bullets in him. Hai Van Ten's grandfather called him names and said it was a pity that he was allowed to live for so many years. Ren Jianping asked him, now he has decided to find him in order to take revenge. Yes, he didn't have a chance before, but now the Zhen family is much stronger than the Wang family, so he came to get even with him. He was the one who kidnapped his son last time. The old man coughed and said that he didn't have long left, but he would still take their Wang family with him to the next world. And turning to Juve, I told him to present his gift. Juve said it was fine. The eldest son of the Wang family said that yes, he was just mocking. They have to call people, and he will detain him. Shizhova was surrounded by guards. The man laughed and said how presumptuous. Then he scattered all the guards, and he threw the bell right at Hai Van Ten's grandfather. But Hai Van Ten flashed there and intercepted the bell. Everyone was very worried about him. Zhu said he was waiting for him to show up. After that, he hit the bell once again so that it went with all its might straight at Hai Van Ten. But Hai Van Ten stopped this bell with his strength, and he flew back. Zhenggu, tensing up, thought that intelligence had reported that the guy had the first level of a Star Master. How can he? But still the guy was able to stop the bell. Hai Van Ten asked him if he was still standing on his feet. Zhu said how naive he was. He is a master of the earthen style. He cannot cope with his strength. Hai Van Ten asked him if he was sure about it. After that, he began to press the bell and asked what, and now. Zhu thought how. This bell has become much heavier. How is this possible? Where does such power come from? After that, Hai Van Ten finally crushed him. Jumping off the bell, he said that it was better to clean up here. This man is already dead. Well, it was a great show. But, addressing all the audience, he said that the performance was over, they should return to food and drinks. Everyone started saying what a great guy he was. He's so cool. One of Hai Van Ten's relatives said that the cousin is much prettier with the cutest guy in school. Another girl, flushed, said that he was so cool. Yeah, compared to him, her classmates nervously smoke on the sidelines. Hai Van Ten's grandfather approached his father, that is, his son, and said that he had raised a good son. Hai Van Ten is very talented. He will achieve a lot in the future. Hai Van Ten's father said that he gave one thing. He is still a fool. The grandfather smiled at his son, told him to take care of him. With such a guy, the Wang family will prosper. They have already become much stronger. And I thought that. But the most important thing at the moment is the threats of Ren Jianping. He is already on the verge of death, so he must have gone mad. Hai Van Teng told his grandfather not to worry. He doesn't think he would dare to openly show up at Dong Hai. He entered Huang Hai Military Academy, so he's not afraid of him. He has to rely on.
My channel. My name is Javier. I do everything modded, tutorials, and also modded Let's Plays. Today we are looking at the mod Easy Villagers. This is a very simple mod, but very, very helpful. The first thing it adds is villagers that you can actually control, right-click, simply right-click
him. Grandpa Pink Balzia and said that perfectly his grandson will help solve all the grandpa's problems. The Wang family was lucky to have him. Hai Wang Teng asked his grandfather what had happened between him and Ren Jianping. Grandpa Wang said it was several decades ago. They lived in the same village and were friends, then they left together to look for work. Heroes have always been attracted to the beauty, so they both fell in love with his grandmother. As he understands it, she chose him, and Ren Jianping turned away from him. And I hated him to the core. After that, he wanted to kill him, but he was careless. And, of course, he struck first. But he didn't think he could survive. Haley Van Ten laughed and told his grandfather that he had surprised him a lot. Then he saw Zhuwu tied up. The father asked his son, "What, is he still not dead?" Hai Van Ten said he just stunned him. Zhuwu asked him what he wanted to do. Hai Van Teng told him to answer all his questions and then he would let him go. The man asked if he really would let him go. Hai Van Ten said he had no choice. If he doesn't tell him everything, he will kill him. The guy said he understood, so let him ask. Hai Wang Teng asked him what he knew about Ren Jianping. Zhuwu said that he is an ordinary person, but his grandson, Ren Qingkang, is a martial artist. Hai Wang Teng told him to continue. The guy said that the Thunder Martial Arts Hall had signed an SS level contract with him, and he became a disciple from the very owner of the hall. Later he became a mistaken star martial artist. This provided the Zhen family with a strong influence. The eldest son of the Wang family was very surprised and said that the disciple of the owner of the hall was Thunder. Hai Van Ten's father was no less surprised and asked, "What is a 6-star master?" Grandfather said that even if we discard one of these facts, he is still very dangerous. And he thought that it was understandable why Wu Zhen Jianping said that there was a genius in their family. It turns out that this is Tsinsun. And I asked my grandson if he was okay. Hai Van Ten said yes. SS level contracts were signed with him, and he signed SSS level contracts himself. The entire Wang family was shocked. Hai Van Ten added something, said that let them give him time, he would still show this guy. Grandpa said that fine, so be it, but before he reaches the peak of his strength, he should continue to train and not fight with Ren Qingkang. Hai Van Ten said he understood. The grandfather asked his grandson what he would do with Zhuao. Zhuwu said that they had said they would let him go when he answered their questions. Hai Van Teng told him to calm down, he would keep his word. Then he let the guy go. Grandfather told his grandfather that if you remove weeds, but do not touch the root, then the problem will not be solved. Hai Wen Teng told his grandfather not to worry. As soon as he left Dong Hai, he would die. Zhuwu was already sitting on board the plane and said that it seems that this child does not understand anything. When he returns to the village, he will tell Zhen Qingqing about everything. He will definitely send professional assassins to deal with the Wang family. But then he exploded. Hai Van Teng looked into the air and thought that it looked like he was already dead. He used his mind power to attach a silver needle to it, which pierced his heart. And now it's time for him to go home. It will be necessary to pack his things. After all, tomorrow he has to go to school. The next day, he had already packed all his things and was sitting at the train station. He asked, "Is this really the Huang Hai Military Academy? In Wales, it is very impressive and there are a lot of people here. Hello there, university life." Hai Fan Teng walked into the territory of this university and heard that all the freshmen were called to one place. Hai Van Ten walked over there. The girl said that the dormitory of the martial arts faculty is divided into 4 blocks, such as A, B, C, and D. Freshmen usually live in Block D. There are 300 rooms. Each room has 4 people, that is, a total of 12 people can fit. Star martial artists of the first level live in separate rooms in Block C. There are 300 of them. That is, 300 people can live there. Stellar Masters of Stellar Martial Arts of Level 2 and Level 3 live in Block B, a vehicle with good infrastructure. There are 200 rooms in total. Block is the most elite, where 100 of the best craftsmen live. Most of them are 4th year students and their level is above 3, so they will have to try hard to get there. The man who was sitting next to this woman said that while the dormitory is shared for boys and girls, the woman pushed him and said they were wrong. It was understood that only students of the same sex can live in one room. It's just a common area. They also have one rule: they can challenge one of the top 100 students, and if they win over him, then they can take his dorm room. Well, okay, enough talking. We need to see how they were distributed among the rooms. Lin Zuyuan Block D Room 23, Lu Zhenjia Block D Room 20, Hu Lianping Block D Room 18. Looks like he's pretty strong. Han Ten realized that his block and room were not named, so he decided to approach this woman himself. Approaching her, he asked her if they could she help him find out which room he lives in. The woman said she would take a look now, and she said that Block C is room 1. All the freshmen were surprised. One of the girls said she didn't know Wang Tang was so cool. One of the guys patted him on the shoulder and said that he was quite strong. None of the newcomers had yet got into the first room of the C block. Hai Van Ten asked what was wrong with that. The woman said that one room in each block is a special place. The strongest student from the corresponding group lives in it. He is one beginner who immediately managed to occupy this room. He will definitely attract everyone's attention. A lot of people will want to attack him, so he has to be careful. Hai Van Teng said that in the worst case, they would arrange a competition. Everyone will understand that he is the strongest, and he thought that he was already a level 3 suit, so he had nothing to fear. The male half of the freshmen immediately tensed up and said that this guy was already pissing them off. After that, the woman said that they would continue the distribution of rooms, and she said that she advises them not to be late tomorrow. The next day, all the freshmen were alarmed and began to run. They said they had to run, otherwise they would be late. But when they arrive, they will see that the gate is already closed. They were surprised and asked what. They were only a minute late, and the gates are already closed. They asked to let them in, but then someone roared from the stage, who shouted that silence. All the freshmen immediately fell silent. One of them asked, "Who is it that such an overwhelming energy comes from this person at all?" They felt kind of scared. A man came on stage who said he was the dean of the martial arts faculty of the Huang Hai Military Academy. His name is Peng Yuanshan, and they disappointed him today. The military academy is a place where soldiers are trained, and they guys were late for the General Assembly. Standing here now and being shamed. The duty of soldiers is to obey orders. They entered the military academy, which means they must comply with its rules. Late students will have to run 20 laps around the square. All the students immediately whined. One of them asked that 20 laps. Can anyone really run that much? The dean of the faculty heard their questions and said that they had not received the privileges of the military academy in order to enjoy an easy life. They are future soldiers. They have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. The day will come when they will realize that every world needs them. They must stand in the first rows, because their relatives and friends will be behind them. It is not the one who drags the sun on himself, but the one who bears the burden of responsibility for other people and for all living things on the planet. Hai Van Ten thought that it was well said. Now that he knows about the abyss, he understands the meaning of his words better. But why did he say it so terribly? After that, the dean, clearing his throat, said that there was one last thing for today. One of the first-year students was honored with this assignment of a military rank. They heard everything about the Danube martial arts exam. The champion of this exam is awarded the rank of sergeant. The freshmen were alarmed and asked what the title was. Is this really possible? But freshmen can't have military merit. Is it possible to assign him a title? The dean said that he knows that the upperclassmen are unhappy now, but Van Ten is special. But he will give them a chance. Students of his level can challenge him, and if they win, they will receive his rank of sergeant. The student was immediately alarmed and asked what? Who is he? Do they want to meet her? Hai Van Ten thought that the flesh of Monk Tang. The flesh of Monk Tang in the novel Journey to the West brings immortality to the one who devours it. One of the students told this guy that he wouldn't scare him. He just wants to exchange experiences with him. Hai Van Ten was furious and thought that conferring the title was, of course, good. But this old fox was digging a hole for him. Then the dean, addressing him, told him to go up on stage, and he would award him the title. He asked why he was shy. Let him come here faster. The man looked at him and asked, "Is this really Van Ten?" The girl blushed and said that he was very cute. Surely this handsome guy is also smart. Hai Van Ten went up on stage. The dean asked him if he was really dissatisfied with something. Hai Van Ten said that there was no way, everything was fine. And he thought that why did he ask him that? The dean told him that many years had passed since the freshman was awarded a military rank. He is glad that they have such a student. But his path has just begun, there are many challenges ahead of him, and he hopes that by the end of his training he will have added several more awards. And in the end, he hopes that he will see the general's armor on him. One of the students asked, "What is the general's armor? Why didn't the deans tell them that? What kind of abilities does Van Ten have that the deans have such hopes for him?" This is complete nonsense. Van Ten thought that this old fox was mocking him again. Now the seniors hated him even more, and he told the dean that he had one more question, and he himself thought that he would not allow himself to be manipulated so easily. The dean said that if he had any questions, he should ask them now. Van Teng said that another person of the same rank as him could get his title if he defeated him, after which he asked if he could challenge others people in order to get their rank. The dean said that it doesn't work with other people's military ranks because they worked hard to earn military merit. They can't be taken away. And he himself thought that he was doing a good job cooking his pot. They would obviously give him problems. Ivan Ten said it wasn't fair. After all, if he loses, he will lose his military rank, and if he wins, he will get nothing. Isn't that fair? The dean asked him, "What does he offer you then?" Van Teng said that everything is simple. Let the people who want to challenge him make some kind of bet. For example, he heard that training points are in use here, so if he wins, he will get them. The dean said that it was fine, but there is one limitation. The bet should not be more than 100 points, and he himself thought that he was good at arguing, as if he would dig a hole for him. Van Ten is very self-confident, similar to him in his youth. Then he said, "Okay, that's it. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning they will start choosing branches. They can see the details on the official website of the school, and should not be late." It was already evening, and Van Ten decided to take a walk. He thought that when they entered that academy, they told him. He didn't sleep at all yesterday. Then someone called out to him and invited him to go to the training ground together, prepare for the separation ceremony. Van Ten agreed and asked why they had called him, to which the guy replied that because he was cool, and we need to stay close to strong people. His roommates admire him too. They are happy as long as he is happy. After that, this guy asked him if he knew anything about the 5th branch of the academy. Van Ten said that there is nothing about them he has not heard. And I asked the guy what maybe he would tell him. Military department. The main focus is on educating the combat skills of students who will become a major force on the battlefields in the future. This department has the highest mortality rate, so students should be aware that they are taking risks. The officers department is responsible for the training of toxic command personnel. Blacksmithing department. Here they teach forging techniques in order to create weapons that are suitable for warriors. Alchemy department. Here they develop alchemical skills. They supply warriors and elixirs for cultivation and treatment. Runic branch. There is an in-depth study of the runes. Officers department. The officers department is responsible for the training of tactical commanders. Van Ten thought that it looked like every branch had its advantages. But is it possible to select all branches? He just wants to collect bubbles with skills. The next day came, and the dean said that it seemed that no one was late today. The girl who was standing behind him said that they would remember his lesson yesterday for a long time. The dean said that then they would not delay and gives the floor to the heads of the department. A man came on stage who said his name was Tong Hu. He was the head of the military department. He will say only one thing, that only the bravest enter the military department. Then another man came on the scene and told him that he was wrong. Their students are strong only one by one, and asked him that they have won military exercises at least once from their officer squad. After that, he introduced himself and said that his name was Su Jing. He was the head of the officers department. He thinks that wars should be strong, but develop mental abilities. It is also important that in ancient times one talented commander was able to single-handedly defeat 1,000 troops, so that the real strength lies in the mind. Tong Hu got angry and said that he was doing his dirty tricks again. Su Jing asked that isn't the commander the heart of the army? Does he know what it means to plan a victory strategy for 1,000 lie? Then 3 people came on the scene, who said that there was no need to make a row in front of the students. The man greeted all the students and said that his name was Zhang Song. He is the head of the Kuznets branch, and he wants to warn everyone that learning blacksmithing requires exceptional talent. And he welcomes everyone who has signed up for the blacksmithing department. All the girls were shocked by his beauty. They said that he was so handsome. Another man came on stage, who said his name was Kui Heng. He's the head of the alchemy department. Alchemy is a more skillful thing than this crude forging. If a student considers himself talented enough, then he can take the test with positive results. He will be accepted to the chemical department. They just have a bunch of elixirs at the department if necessary. Then he drank, threw away the bottle and goes on. Lu Jiangsu called him Old Gristle and said he was standing by his cauldron. He's been playing nonsense all day. What artful business is he talking about? Then a girl came on stage and called out to everyone. She told them to let her introduce herself already. The girl said that she was the head of the runic branch and her name was Si Tujun. Their department is suitable for those who are interested in studying runes. Han Van Ten thought that these 5 didn't look very reliable. Well, that's fine. It's time to choose a branch. The crowd, noticing Hai Van Ten, said that for sure he would go to the military department. Tung Hu said that Wang Teng knows where he should go. Su Jing said he was very promising. He couldn't handle him. Tong Hu asked him what he meant by that. Someone said that Van Ten had taken all the registration forms. Does he really want to apply for all departments? Tong Hu, turning to the dean, asked, what is this guy up to? What kind of nonsense is this? Hai On Teng thought that wow, something the old fox was very angry. Then the dean came up to him and asked him if he really wanted to choose all 5 departments. Who does he think he is? Does he really consider himself an unsurpassed genius? He doesn't have the strength to do it. You can't jump over your head and whether he understands it. This is the most destructive and irresponsible. He used to take it all as a joke, but now he's tired of it all. He should think carefully and choose a branch. Hai Van Teng told him that he just wanted to learn more disciplines, that's all. The dean said that it was commendable that he wanted to learn a lot. But let them do so, he will enter the military department. This will be his main specialization. He will issue him a student pass so that he can attend classes in other departments. But this should not affect his combat training. Haig Van Ten thanked the dean and said that he understood him. The dean said that they are continuing the distribution perfectly, and no more tricks. A few days later, Hai Van Ten was going to study, and then someone called out to him. Hai Van Teng told him that they didn't seem to know each other. The guy said that his name is Wai Hua. He is a sophomore and is a level 1 star master. He had heard that he had been accepted into the academy with the first level too, so he wants to see how strong he is. Hai Van Ten asked him if he really wanted to challenge him. Wai Hua asked, what's the challenge? It is unlikely that this method is suitable. Hai Van Teng told him to prepare 100 study points. Wai Hua said that he was telling him, he just came to see his strength. Hai Van Teng told him that if he didn't have 100 points, then don't let him waste his time. Just boring. Wai Hua could not stand it and said that they would meet tomorrow at 12 at the training ground. He would find these 100 points. Hai Van Ten said they had an agreement. Wai Hua thought that this arrogant freshman did not understand what he was doing and did not need to prepare these tables. He would lose anyway. He will win, take away his title. 100 academic points is equal to 1 million in the outside world. Hai Van Ten thought that he really wanted to fool him. Tomorrow he has to pretend that he won with great difficulty in order for as many people as possible to want to challenge him. It was 12 the next day. A huge crowd gathered to watch their duel. Then Hai Van Ten came. People were even surprised and asked if he really came. The newborn calf is not afraid of a tiger. Wai Hua has been training at the academy for a year. Although Wang Teng is also a martial artist, he clearly has less experience and skills than Wai Hua. Wai Hua was clearly dissatisfied with something, told him that he was late. Hai Van Teng just spread his hands and said that the first-year students are currently undergoing military training. He can talk about it with his instructor. Wai Hua said that enough chatter, since he came, then we need to start the duel. Will they all be witnesses? If he loses, he will give Wang Ten 100 points to his mother. If he wins, he will get his title. Someone in the crowd said that this jerk has a good chance to take away the title. He acted as a girl and said that she was offering members of the martial arts club as judges. It was the 3rd year, a certain Yang Lin and Chen Su. Someone said that the two of them already have military ranks, so they can't participate in such duels. Someone asked that neither Shili, they want to recruit Wang Teng to the martial arts club. Chen Su asked them what since they had their offer. Wai Hua said it would be a great honor for him. Hai Van Ten said he didn't mind. Wai Hua said that then they would start. Wai Hua said he would use the sword and asked him what he would use. Hai Van Ten said he would use it. Wai Hua was surprised and asked him what it was. It's already blinding my eyes, what is this all about? Chen Su asked him, what, are we really going to use this weapon? Hai Van Ten said yes, and asked if it was impossible. In his hands he was holding the same gold ingot, and asked them if they really think it's too cool. The students thought that he was really mocking them. Wai Hua got angry and said what the hell he was using. Which brick instead of a normal weapon? Had he decided to make fun of him? Today he will learn what the expression always means there is someone better than him. Hai Van Teng told him to attack. The audience was surprised and said that Van Ten was so strong. If Wai Hua loses, he will be disgraced. Hai Van Ten thought that should be enough. Now he will find out how strong he is. Wai Hua was very surprised and thought, where did he get such strength from? Then Hai Van Ten threw his brick in his face. The students said he won. It can't be. Did he really kill him with a brick? Yes, he's just kidding. Hai Van Teng said that in general, he treats everyone he defeats with respect. And it seemed to the pillars that he was also called a show-off. And they thought he was playing dirty. Hey Ivan Ten turned to the judges and said that he had won this battle and asked them to make sure that he received the honestly earned 100 points. Chen Su exhaled and told him not to worry, because their martial arts club would control everything. This trick with a brick was mocking. Hai Van Ten said that next time, but he was interrupted by a guy who called out to him and said that he was a sophomore Zhu Kun and asked him what about the fight. Tonight, after his military training, Hai Van Ten said that the main thing is that he should prepare his points. Zhu Kun thought that he wanted to tell him as soon as possible, but nothing. He's going to teach him manners tonight. Evening has come. They gathered in the square again. The crowd was there, too. Zhu Kun apologized in advance. Hai Van Teng told him that enough of the chatter, it's time to fight. And he himself thought that he seemed to be serious. Okay, no kidding this time. Zhu Kun one attacked him, but Hai Wang Teng intercepted his blow. The audience was surprised and said that Van Ten was fighting on an equal footing with the elder. He's cool. Zhu Horse wondered if he was also fighting with his fists. This is very interesting. But where did he get such power from? Did he fight Wai Hua with one hand? Then Hai Van Ten called out to him and told him that it was better not to be distracted during the fight with him. The guy from the crowd said that Wang Teng is so cool, even a senior is not his rival. The other guy said they would never reach his level, and this guy is just a monster. Chizhov Kun thought that he was a very difficult opponent. Well, he thinks they can end their show. Hai Van Teng told him that he recognized his strength, so he gets a gift in the form of a blow with a brick. Hai Van Ten told the judges that the contest was over. Chen Su said that the end is the end, but can he not hit anyone on the head with a brick next time? Hai Van Ten said that it somehow turns out by itself, and he himself thought that they should not find out that more bubbles fall out after a blow to the head. Yang Lin told him that he didn't think a freshman could have such hand-to-hand combat skills. Hai Wang Teng told him that they flatter him. It's just luck. Jock Kun is very strong. He almost lost to him. And the judges themselves thought that was how they believed him. Chen Su said they would get down to business and asked him if he wanted to join their martial arts club. They not only judged his fights here, but also evaluated his strength and skills. Hai Van Teng was confused and said that he thought the clubs and left arts were always watching the fights. Chen Su said that yes, their club is really responsible for the fair conduct of the fights. But there are so many masters in the academy. Yang Lin said that fights happen all the time, so they need new people so that they don't get tired to death. The martial arts club has a reward system. Every month a member of the club receives 5 training points. Haley Van Ten said that if so, then he agreed to join them. And he himself thought that, of course, he might have a lot of problems in this club, but there are many advantages here. The students were even more surprised and said that he was even invited to the martial arts club. And someone asked that why is there always someone better than him? Where do such cool guys come from anyway? Wang Ten also beat a high school student and joined the martial arts club. Then a guy ran up to him and said he was congratulating him. Hai Van Teng said that yes, he earned 200 points and now they want to kill him too, right? The guys laughed and said that, of course, they would kill the rich man. A few days later, a friend of his burst into Hai Van Ten's room and told him that he had been called out to fight again. Hai Van Ten woke up and asked what was going on. Hasn't he already beaten all these pensioners? His friend said that this time he was challenged by a senior Zhou Tai. He used to live in his room, but he displaced him. Now this guy is very angry. Hai Van Teng said that it was understandable. He thought that this person one would come to fight with him. Why did he show up just now? The friend said that he had heard that he had thoroughly studied it. Come on, he'll still have time to drink tea. Hai Wan Teng was unwavering and asked that he had studied it. Let him do what he wants. And he himself thought that over the past few days he had collected bubbles with the skills of a dozen masters. Soon he will become a massive level 4 star. Why should he be afraid of some Zhuo Tai? And at this time, about Hai Van Ten, searching for information Zhou Tai together with his guys. Someone asked who he was, to which he was told that this guy was not true, a high-level master. And turning to Zhuo Tai, he was told that let him be sure, because he is the best in the second year. If he loses, then their entire course will lose face. Zhuo Tai said that no matter how strong he was only a level 1 master, he would definitely beat him. And he himself thought that that year in the first year he won all the fights. He should have remained the best, but that damn man 10 drew all the attention to himself. Martial Arts Club. The men with glasses said that he had told Lao Zhuang that there was no need to gather everyone here. He still wants to take over all the tasks. Then a woman came in and said that she would like to take a few tasks for herself. Lao Zhui said that he called everyone here so that they could look at the list of freshmen that were compiled by Chen Su and Yang Lin, and then they will make a decision on the newcomers together. All these freshmen are strong enough, but they don't know everything about them yet, so we will need to look at them in the future. When recruiting new members to their club, they should not rush, you need to make a deliberate decision. Men with glasses said that. Besides, is the newcomer who is now in first place so strong? Now there are a lot of rumors about him and they say that he wants to fight with Zhuo Tai. The woman said she would have to look at it. The man with glasses sat down on the couch and asked her that why would they look at the first. This Zhuo Tai just has nothing to do, so he wants to embarrass himself in front of the whole academy. The woman said that Van Tang defeated all the sophomores he fought with, so he can't lose face and show that he's afraid of a freshman. Lao Ruan thought that the dean must have framed the senior course very well. Probably, he himself did not think that this would happen. The next day, Tung Hung said that Zhuo Tai is the head of the second year of the military department, and Wang Tang, apparently, annoys him with his antics. Su Jing said that he himself was glad that such a strong student got into the academy. Tong Hu said that two tigers are fighting alone. He will definitely suffer, he even feels sorry for him. Su Jing thought he was a show-off. Tong Hu exhaled and said that if Zhou Tai played, he would be badly injured. The woman said that for sure everything will be wrong and Van Ten is not omnipotent. Tung Hu said that, but it's possible that Vantern still has a lot of tricks. Su Jing said that this is exactly such a talented master as Wang Teng had to go to their officers' department in order to get his mind in the right direction. Tong Hu said that a good person's life is short, and so he must live a long time and become very strong. This guy belongs in the military department, he likes him more and more. The next day, everyone gathered near the arena. One of the students said that so many people came to watch the fight today. His friend said that there is even a teacher Liu from the military department, teacher Wang from the officer department, and teacher Lin from the Kuznets department. But then Zhuo Tai's instructor appeared. One of the students asked if he was also interested in this fight, to which his friend replied that how could he not care? After all, he has been teaching Zhuo Tai since the first year, his victory or defeat is certainly connected with the honor of the teacher. Another student said that, but Chizhov is already here, and Van Ten is not there yet. Was he scared? To which he and his friend replied that all the sophomores lost to Van Ten. Does he think he's afraid of them? To which the other added that that was it. But would he have the guts to say that after Zhou Tai lost? Then someone shouted that Van Ten had come. Hey, Van Ten came and said that they had agreed on exactly 12. And there is still a minute before the appointed time. They are so worried in vain. Then Lao Zhuang called out to him and said that this pain was different from the previous ones. A written notification of the fight means that the fight is deadly, and he wants to find out if he really wants to participate in it. Zhuo Tai is a level 1 star master, and as a sophomore he has the right to refuse the duel. Hai Van Ten asked, what is deadly? Coach Zhuo Tai said that Wang Teng responded to the challenge. If he admits defeat, then his disciple will be better off. Lao Zhang asked teacher Chen if he really wanted to interfere with the work of the martial arts club. Yang Ling thought, why is he so actively giving advice to a student before a fight? It's not fair. The teacher who said he was taking on too much. Lao Zhang said that it's enough to play games with their mentor. This is a simple rule. If they don't want to comply with it, then they can express their opinion to the academy and the boss who used to be members of the club. Teacher Chen thought that he couldn't argue with the generals, it was impossible. Lao Ruan told Hai Wen Ten that he had to think it over himself. He shouldn't worry, because no one will force him to participate. Hai Van Ten thanked him for that. Zhuo Tai was very angry and thought that these guys didn't even notice him. He needs to be reminded of himself, and he said that if he didn't participate, he should leave and not waste his time. Lao Zhang said that as presumptuous as he was, he shouldn't go too far. This competition must be fair. Then Zhou Tai couldn't stand it and said that enough of the chatter. And I asked Hai Van Ten if he would fight or not. Hai Van Ten told him that his aggression doesn't work on him. If he wants to fight like that, then let's fight. Chen Su asked him if he had thought it through well. The blade has no eyes. Hai Van Ten said that yes, everything is fine and thanked them for their concern. But he had already thought it over. Hai Wang Ti turned to Zhuo Tai, said that he was very interested in something, there was no enmity between them. But this is the first time he hears that a written challenge to a fight means a deadly duel. The previous seniors had challenged him, and he thought they weren't going to kill him just to get a rank. Today he let him know that he was naive. Zhuo Tai couldn't stand it anymore and exploded, saying that the way of a warrior is not only victory and defeat, because a fatal outcome is also quite likely. Hai Van Ten said that he understood everything perfectly. One of the students asked that Zhuo Tai took out a sword, but why hasn't Wang Teng taken a weapon yet? Another student asked, where are his bricks, boxing gloves? Then the start of the battle was announced and Zhuo Tai, without wasting a second, began to attack Hai Van Teng. Someone shouted out that it couldn't be. Did he knock him out with one blow? Is Van Ten going to lose so easily? But Zhuo Tai said it was an illusion, and he himself thought that where did this guy run away to? Then Hai Van Ten appeared behind him, who told him that it had been a long time since they had seen each other. Just why he hit Zhuo Tai. The Tribune started shouting again that he was so fast. Few people are capable of this. What level is he? Did he use a fencing technique, combining it with great strength? Zhuo Tai tensed and wondered what was wrong with him. Why is this guy so strong? Hey Ivan is very happy and asked him what happened. Where did all his fervor go? Zhuo Tai didn't like it and rushed into battle again. He told him not to joke with him, and he himself thought that he would deal with him quickly. But why doesn't it work out? Angered even more, he told Hai Wan Ten that he was about to see his real strength. Someone from the stands shouted that Zhuo Tai deliberately suppressed his strength level in order to reveal it in battle. And now he already has the second level of a Star Master. Hai Van Ten asked him if this was really his trump card. He knew this would happen. Zhuo Tai told him that he recognizes his strength, but now he has a level 2 Star Master. How is he going to fight him? He will restore the reputation of the second course. Students from the second year started shouting for him to show this guy. Hai Van Ten asked what is true, and then he demonstrated his strength. Zhuo Tai was surprised and even speechless. Hai Van Teng told him that he had accidentally moved to a new level, but once they both revealed their cards, then they need to continue the fight. Zhuo Tai shouted at him to attack. After all, his technique will not yield to him. The audience was shocked. Did someone say it couldn't be? And someone was delighted and said that he was so strong. Teacher Chen was furious and thought that this freshman was fighting on a par with Zhuo Tai. Zhuo Tai said that this was the end with all his might, so he broke a huge hole in the field. After that, he told Ivan Stan that let him forgive him, but his appearance could affect his future. He must get rid of it in order to further develop himself. One of the students asked what was going on there. Another asked, did that freshman really lose after all? Zhuo Tai said it was over and they were all done. But then the same brick flew into him from a cloud of smoke. Hai Van Ten said he didn't care what fell off him. Did she really want to get up by crushing him? He apologized for hitting him, but that's not all. Zhuo Tai somehow got to his feet, and Hai Van Ten took his sword and said that, by the way, his fencing leaves much to be desired. Therefore, now he will show him the real art of swordsmanship. One of the students was very surprised and said that such a strong sword strike. Van Ten is really good at fencing. This is a deadly technique. Is Wang Teng so ruthless? To which he was told that someone else is so. He declared war himself. Now they have a deadly duel. He shouldn't blame Hai Van Ten for wanting to win so badly. Teacher Chen couldn't stand it and called Hai Wang Teng names. Lao Chuang told Mr. Chen that this duel, he could not interfere. He is forbidden to stop the fight, otherwise he will be punished. Zhuo Tai used the true power of the blade. He really knew the real power of the sword. Mr. Chen said that it was immediately obvious that he was his disciple. Lao Zhuang said that Zhuo Tai is worthy of the title of a sophomore real talent. Yang Lin said that Wang Deng is in danger, but he hopes that he has realized that he is afraid of the sword's power increasing at times. Hai Vanden said that it became more interesting. Zhuo Tai told him he was good, he had come this far, but now this blade would teach him a lesson. And he used the skill Whirlwind of Blades. Hai Van Teng used the sword power skill and said that he recognizes that he is a worthy opponent. But what about his blade power? Well, it's time for them to finish. After that, Hai Wang Ten destroyed Zhuo Tai with just one blow. No one even had time to figure out what had happened. Someone asked that did Zhuo Tai lose? Another said that Wang Ten had mastered the true might of the sword better even than someone else's Tai. Yang Lin said that Wang Teng's strength is terrifying. Their academy has taken in a monster. Lao Zhang asked him if he had seen that this guy had just used the element of fire. He did not think that he owned two elements, he hit it well. He is a star master of level 2, owns the technique of fist fighting and fencing, and also uses two elements. Now Dickon and everyone else will be concerned about Van Ten's strength. Then they heard Mr. Chen's screams. He ran up to his student and tried to bring him to his senses. One of the students asked if Zhuo Tai had really died, to which his neighbor said that he did not think that such a talented student could end up like this. Mr. Chen shouted to Wang Teng that he had killed him, to which Van Ten asked him if something was really wrong. Then Lao Zhang came, who, addressing Teacher Chen, said he would need to be calmer, he was overreacting. Teacher Chen couldn't stand it and started shouting, asking if he was overreacting. Does he really think he won't get to him? Lao Zhang told him to just let him try. He created problems for his disciple in the arena. The martial arts club will not stand aside. Then someone told him that but Teacher Chen just loves his student. There is no need to become an enemy of the martial arts club, they understand everything. Another teacher said that it was true that Zhuo Tai had died, and in this duel, Teacher Chen was now experiencing a heavy loss. Lao Zhuang turned to them, smiled and told them not to worry. He just said it like that. Let's just let them give Teacher Chen a rest. Then Hai Van Ten called out to Chen's teacher and asked him if he had any other favorite students. Does he want to set them on him? He can send them a challenge to fight. He is now a level 2-star master. Let him give him his disciple of the same level. When he has level 3, then he will send him his ward of level 3, and he will kill them all one by one. Teacher Chen couldn't stand it and called him names. Hai Van Ten told him that he was never afraid of threats. He destroys everything that stands in his way. If he doesn't like humiliation, then let them prepare points in order to challenge him. Just let them be on the same level with him. He will be glad to see everyone. And I asked the teacher that he was a level 5-star master. When he gets level 5, he will challenge him to a fight, and then he will kill him. Teacher Chen asked him if he didn't think he would lose himself. Van Teng said he never thinks about it. He will challenge him anyway. Then Teacher Chen asked him that why wouldn't he kill him now. Hai Van Teng said that he could fight ahead now. Teacher Chen thought that there are people in the academy who protect him, but they still have their whole life ahead of them. He will wait for the moment. Hai Wan Teng looked after the departing Teacher Chen and thought that in the future he would definitely run into this guy. But he still has every chance to quickly get a level 5-star master, so it's not scary. The system congratulated him on obtaining medium-level gold element skills. +8 was added to the power of the golden sword. Hai Wan Teng thought that after Zhuo Tai, there were still good bubbles with medium-level gold element skills and +8 to the power of the golden sword. After that, he told everyone that since their duel was over, he would go to rest. The teachers told him that it was fine, let him rest properly. Later in his room, Hai Van Ten, sitting on the bed, thought that the fiery swords were hot, exuding rage, while the golden swords were sharper. All their power was concentrated at one point. If you mix these verses, it will be very cool. By mixing them, he said that he had earned so many points today. Now he needs a good meal. The teachers gathered a council. The dean said that he didn't think that Van Teng could cause him such trouble. He just wanted to be tipped off. Kui Heng told Chen Xiangming that they would end there. Teng Hu said he deserved it. He was beaten this year. During the competition, he lost his fighting honor and now decided to use his students. Zai Tongjin said that maybe it was Chen Xiangming who set it up, but Zhuo Tai himself chose to fight to the death. Tong Hu said that he had put a lot of effort into teaching Zhuo Tai and expected to take advantage of his high position in the future. However, he definitely didn't count on Van Ten ruining his plans. The dean said that there is no right and wrong in martial arts competitions, and they can't blame other people for their loss. Now they should discuss what to do with Chen Xiangming. Tong Hu said that he could deprive him of the opportunity to be an instructor. Wu Jiangsu said that direct threats to students harm the image of the teacher. He knows of cases when students question the legitimacy of the actions of mentors. Su Jing said that it was unfair. He had worked hard for many years, but had not received any recognition. Dickon hit the table with his fist and said that they would do so. To begin with, they retained the position of mentor for him, but they will send him to another world for 6 months, and they will look at his successes on the battlefield. This meeting is over. It's all settled. And by the way, he has already informed the director about Van Ten. He will make a decision when he returns. Tong Hu asked if the director would really come back, and this one has already done things. A few days later, the place where tasks are issued, Hai Van Ten approached the ATM, but was told that he needed to present a student ID. He thought that there are many types of missions: military missions, police station missions, city guard missions, academy missions, and missions in another world. He decided to start with some easy task for the weekend. For example, go to Chunhuangshan Mountain and collect medicinal herbs, a mission from the academy. After receiving the mission, Hai Wan Teng immediately headed to this mountain. He asked the guy who brought him here to wait for him here. He'll be back before sunset. The man told him not to worry because he hired him, so today he will listen to his order. Hai Wang Teng approached an elderly woman and asked her how did he get to Chunhuangshan Mountain. The woman told him that it was not safe on the mountain. He was still very young, so it was better that he should return home. Hai Van Teng told her that he definitely needed to get to the mountain. He had important business there. She should not worry. Since he came here, it means that he is ready for anything. For him it is not a joke. The woman told him that they are urban, they never listen to the advice of their elders. Yesterday, 3 young people went to this mountain, but she did not see them coming down from there. Hey-U-10 asked her what they were wearing. Did they tell her why they went to the mountain? The woman asked why he was asking her this. Hai Van Ten said that just like that. I asked her that maybe then she would sell him this information. The woman immediately agreed and said that these 3 were dressed almost like him. They also had weapons with them. They told her they were looking for something in the mountains and asked the local herb pickers to show them the way. Hai Wen-Teng wondered if these people had also come for the ghost flame grass. Would he fail his first mission? No, since he's come here, he needs to go to the mountains and see what's going on there. And I asked her if there were other herb pickers in the village. The woman said no. Only one person is doing this. People are afraid to climb mountains now. This herb collector's name is Bai Leahan. His daughter also often goes to the mountains. She is familiar with the area. He can ask her. Hai Van Ten towered the money and said thank you, and ask her what else is something. Can he find out the address of that herb picker? The woman said that he was a good guy, so she would take him to his house herself. Arriving at the destination, the woman started knocking on the door, asked if there was anyone at home. Guests came to them. A girl opened the door and asked if something had really happened. The woman said that this urban young man wants to go to the mountains and is looking for a guide. She should have a chat with him. The girl asked if she really wanted to go to the mountains. Okay, let them come in now, they'll discuss everything. Going into the yard, the girl asked Hai Van Teng that Auntie Lai said he wanted to go to the mountains. Is that right? Hai Van Ten said that yes, he had heard that 3 people had already gone there. And taking out his phone and showing her a photo and asking her what they were looking for. The girl said that the grass of the ghost flame. And she asked him if he had really come because of her, too. Hai Van Teng said that did you really have to hear about her? They seem to be looking for the same thing he is. Is that what they're all here for? In that case, does she know where to find her? The girl said that she knows her. Her father told her, but she herself is searching. She is afraid to go. Hai Van Ten asked her if she had a map of the mountain. The girl said no, she had everything in her head. She has never gone there on the road. She knows she will take him. Besides, she needs to find her father. Only he still has to pay her. Hai Van Ten said it was good, and asked how many. The girl hesitated and said 5,000, although 3 is also enough. Hai Van Ten said okay, then 5,000. If she can get him there before noon, she'll give him more from above. And he thought it was so strange that she took so little money from him. The girl said that it was fine, then she would change her clothes now, take the tools, and they would go on the road. She ran into the house and told her mother that she was going to go with a friend on business. She will tell Aunt Lai to come to her. After that, they went to the mountain. Chunhuangshan Mountain. The girl told him to be careful, because there are a lot of poisonous snakes and insects in the area of the mountain. Hai Van Ten said that everything was fine, as long as she took care of herself. The girl said that they would start their journey from here. She and Dad had already walked here, although this road is dangerous, but it is the shortest. Van Ten said it's fine as it says. The girl thought that all this time, as they walked, she did not hear a single sigh from him. Is he a martial artist? The ghost flame grass they are looking for is very expensive. If they find at least a couple of samples, it will already be good. Then Hai Van Ten called out to her and asked that they had not yet seen a single trace that had been left by the people who had come here. And wasn't that strange? The girl said that she and Dad had not gone to the mountain for a long time. Maybe they were going the other way. Van Ten told her to be careful. Her dad would hardly have left the familiar path, and he thought that, unless it became dangerous here. The girl said that she knows how to go only along this road, then what should they do? Van Ten said that they would go further, only they would be even more attentive. Then the girl noticed something. They were venomous creatures. Van Ten shouted, "Hey, careful." The girl said it was bad. These are monsters. She apologized for thinking it was all because of her. Van Content told her there was no need to apologize. It's just an anthill. After that, he used the fire skill and burned everyone. The girl asked him if he was really a martial artist. The tent told you that that's all the main thing is to see the help. If her piece is a poisonous snake, he will not be able to help her in any way. The girl said that she understood and thought that even though he was young, he was already such an experienced master. They went further along the path, and the girl said that they had come. Dad has seen ghost flame grass here before, so you can look for it in this place. There are several bundles here. Van Ten said he was lucky. He will collect her, and she must stay here. He started climbing the cliff and said that there really are a lot of shoots of this grass. His foray into the mountains was justified. He was just reaching out to pluck these plants when a snake wrapped around his arm. The girl was very scared and shouted to him that be careful, but Uten didn't even scare Zai. He immediately burned this snake, and I told her it was just a little snake. After that, he jumped several snakes at once. He told them they shouldn't have attacked him. Then he burned them all. The girl was very surprised and said that how cool. Wang Ten thought that there was a lot of ghost flame grass here, so more could be collected. After some time, when he had already collected everything, he came down from the cliff and said that they could all come back. The girl asked if he had already finished so fast, and she thought that this guy is a master of martial arts. No wonder he even dealt with a venomous snake so easily. If she was as strong, she would earn a lot of money. Van Ten looked at her and asked, "What is she frozen for? We have to go." Then he heard something and stopped. The girl asked why they stopped. Did Van Ten say someone was coming? The girl saw and asked if it was really her dad. She ran up to him and said that it was good that he was all right. She and her mother were very worried about him. Her father told her that didn't he tell her not to go to the mountains? Why did she disobey him? The girl said that one person asked her to show the way to the ghost flame grass and he shouldn't worry. This guy is very brave. Besides, they have already collected grass. Then one of the three guys called out to Van Ten and asked him if he had really collected grass. For what else? A lot of money. Van Ten looked at her and girl asked really her worried about him. The main character's name is Duan Fei, and he was just a college student until 20 years ago when zombies filled the world and his life went to hell. In recent years, he has done nothing but try to survive in a new environment full of danger. Death terrified the main character, but much more terrible was the gradual realization that after it he would not be able to meet his family, his only family, which he abandoned to survive alone. There wasn't a day when he didn't regret it. The guy decided that he would no longer run away from dangers. If he dies, it means finally going to hell to atone for his sins. The guy fought with all his might. Well, there wasn't a scratch on his enemies. He realized that he really was a weakling. The guy began to ask his enemy to kill him so that he would end his unbearable life. Darkness fell. Then the guy suddenly woke up. He was sitting on the bed in his room, alive and unharmed. The guy understood that this was impossible, because his house was destroyed 20 years ago. The guy inhaled the air and did not feel a hint of the smell of blood and decomposing flesh. Duan couldn't understand what was going on and decided that he was dreaming all this. He looked at the bedside table and saw a framed photo on it. It was a photo with his sister that was taken 20 years ago. Then the guy went with his sister to the beach in order to fulfill her dream, to see the ocean. The guy got out of bed and thought that everything was very plausible. He was no longer sure that this was a dream. Looking in the mirror, he saw himself and realized that he had returned to the past. Suddenly, the guy abruptly ran out of the room and ran to his sister. He decided that if he really went back in time, then his sister should still be in the house. The guy clearly remembered the day when everything went to hell. A low-level zombie got into their house. The guy was so cowardly and scared that his knees buckled. As a result, he abandoned his sister, who was not even able to run away since she was moving in a wheelchair. The guy regretted it all his life and since then hated himself for cowardice. Duan decided that if he really returned to the past, then he vows to protect his sister Xinyu and his family even at the cost of his own life. The guy went down to the first floor and looked at the date. It was the 20th of December 2012, and there was a letter from college on the table. The guy realized that he really went back 20 years ago, which means his younger sister is still alive. The guy already thought that he would never see her again. He opened the door from his sister's room and saw her. She asked her brother about what had happened. He began to cry and beg forgiveness from Xinyu. He hugged her and began to sob. The girl told the guy that everything was fine and assumed that he just had a nightmare. The guy began to apologize to the girl for not protecting her, and she died through his fault. Xinyu began to calm her brother and said that she would protect him. However, the guy abruptly stood up and said that now he definitely would not allow anyone to touch his sister with a finger. Suddenly, he looked at his watch and decided that now was not the time to remember the past. He told his sister that he had to go on business and ordered her to stay at home. The girl took off her hair clip and gave it to the guy. They made a promise to each other that every time the guy leaves, he should take her hairpin with him, and when he comes back alive and unharmed, he should give it back. The guy said that he would definitely come back and attach a hairpin to her hair with his own hands. Xinyu always felt inferior because of her disability and was very ashamed. And the guy promised her this to give some kind of guarantee. The apocalypse began on the morning of December 21st, which means that there are less than a day left. No one knew why the catastrophe swept the whole world in just an hour. About half of the people turned into zombies, the animals mutated into monsters, and everyone they bit became like them. Duan decided that since he had returned to the past, he could not sit idly by. The main problem after the apocalypse began was resources. A small convenience store was more valuable than a human life. Therefore, Doan's first step was to prepare supplies. The guy went outside and realized with horror that in less than half a day this prosperous city would turn into a terrifying land of death. The guy was standing in the store and choosing his favorite cookies for his sister. The girl at the checkout awkwardly asked the guy if he wanted to buy more because he scored a lot of everything. The guy said he was almost done and asked the girl if they still had cookies from this manufacturer in stock, because he wanted to take everything. The girl was surprised and asked the guy about how he would carry his purchases home. In response to this, the guy said that he had already called the truck. The driver told the guy that he had collected a lot of food and his truck was full to the brim. He asked Doan about why he needed so much food and jokingly suggested that it was in case of an apocalypse. The guy seriously replied that this was exactly the case. The driver laughed and told Doan that he was funny. Doan saw a photo of the driver with his wife and daughter in the car. The man said that his baby turns 3 years old today and he is sad that he can't come home right now and spend time with them, because he has too much to do. Workaholics like him are always working to the point of pain and abrasions. After the man helped Doan unload all the products, he asked him to give a good rating. Suddenly, Doan stopped the driver and told him to take a box of cookies. He said he looked at his daughter's photos and decided she loved them. Doan also added that he paid the man double the price, so now he can finish working and go to his family to spend time with them. The man was very grateful to Doan. He told the driver to go home, protect his family, and not leave the house today. On the way, the driver looked at the cookie box and thought that Doan's words were strange and that all rich people were so strange. As a result, the driver laid out a route to the next customer instead of going home. In the evening of the same day, Doan was already fully preparing weapons in case of an apocalypse. He also took a paper card, because when everything starts, the internet will fly off and there will be no use from phones at all. Doan's sister came to the room and asked him with an angry and indignant look about what he was doing. She turned on the light in the room and asked her brother about the mess he had made. The girl yelled at the guy, saying that she received a notification about the withdrawal of all the accumulated money, and asked the guy about what the hell he was doing. Doan said that if he told his sister that the apocalypse was coming, she wouldn't believe him. The girl, hearing this, decided that Doan was ill and had a fever, but touching his forehead, she said that there was no fever and asked the guy if he was alright with his head. Doan got a little angry, but then cleared his throat and said that it didn't matter if she didn't believe him, because in a few hours she would see everything for herself. He told the girl that they needed to use the chance to enjoy the clean air and peaceful sky above their heads for the last time. The girl said that her brother today is kind of strange and carries all sorts of nonsense, but this is the first time she sees him so serious. She even began to think that all the guy's words are true and she has no reason to believe in his words, but her intuition tells her the opposite. The time of the first stage of the apocalypse revelation has almost come, and it will last all week. By the end of this stage, 90% of the population will die or turn into zombies, and those lucky ones who survive will continue to watch the arrival of full evolution. Doan hoped to be among them. It was midnight. Some drunk man standing on the street looked at the phone screen and saw a message from the boss that he needed to return to the office. The man was very angry when he suddenly heard a dog barking. The man got angry and threw the phone at the dog. The animal got angry and attacked the man. So the zombie apocalypse began. Zinni watched all this from the window and asked her brother about what was going on and why all the people were throwing themselves at each other. In response, he said that people had turned into zombies and the revelation stage of the apocalypse had already begun. At that moment, there was a loud knock on the door. Someone outside was calling for help and asking Doan Fei and Xinyu to help him. The sister recognized by the voice that it was Mrs. Huan. The guy realized that everything was happening the same way as then. Last time, because of Miss Huan's screams, he inadvertently let her zombie husband in. And because of him, he fled in horror, leaving his sister. It all happened again. The nurse has already opened the door to the apartment. She told Mrs. Huan that everything was fine and she could enter the house. However, her zombified husband immediately burst in instead of her. My sister was scared. My brother was remembering the past at that moment. He recalled how it was in a team with some people. One of the men asked him why he had such a dissatisfied face. In response to this, the guy said that they have known each other for a long time, and it would be time to understand that he is always like this. In response, the man said that it was true and he had never even heard Doan laugh. After that, the man told the guy not to worry, because they are still a rear team. He added that it can be assumed that they are safe, because it is the task of frontline soldiers to deal with a high-level zombie. In the end, everything turned out to be completely wrong. The zombies made their way to the rear and the team was trapped. The chief told everyone that this battle was very important and they had to keep the formation. The rear was ordered to concentrate on detaining the zombies and buy time for the remaining team to escape. At that moment, Duan's friend abandoned him. Now the guy understood what despair and helplessness were and what his sister felt when she looked at the guy's back. At that moment, the guy returned to the present again and began to save his sister, because he got another chance and would not allow that tragedy to happen again. The guy was given a chance to correct all his mistakes, and he will use it. Duan threw something at the zombie and it flew away. After that, the door to the house closed. The girl tearfully asked her brother about what happened to Mr. Huan. The guy replied that the man turned into a zombie and told the girl not to worry because he would protect her. The guy ordered the girl to stay in place and close her eyes, and he will be back soon. These were the first lower zombies that appeared in this chaos. They have no intelligence and are driven only by hunger. Not even a day has passed since the guy fought with a high-level zombie, and even if he is not so strong physically, he will definitely have enough to kill some scraps. The guy was dealing with zombies when suddenly his sister opened her eyes and stopped doing. As a result, the guy killed a zombie and began to calm his sister. The girl began to cry and say that she was scared. She asked her brother about how they should be now. The guy replied that, whatever happens, he always protects his sister and she can be sure of it. Suddenly, the guy heard a voice that said that he had killed a zombie and received 3 evolution points. Evolution points are used to activate the system. The guy couldn't figure out what kind of voice it was, but the girl said she didn't hear anything. Suddenly, the guy disconnected and found himself in some place. He couldn't figure out what was going on and where he was. The guy saw a kind of sanctuary in front of him. Several large giants, similar to humans, sent a lot of messages to the guy's head. The evolution system has been activated. The owner's initiation process has started. The guy ended up in some kind of cocoon. It seemed to him that his body was being torn into small pieces. A message about the study of genes came out, and after that a complete gene match was found. The system turned on the rearrangement of genes. After that, the process of combining the genes was successfully completed, and the recognition of the owner was completed. The guy felt the power overflowing his body. According to reports, this place is a tree of evolution. It enhances the guy's genome, allowing him to improve. The guy thought that it was just incredible, because he feels a certain connection with the tree. For development, you need to pay with evolution points, and they, in turn, are earned by killing zombies and are spent by the system to strengthen his skills. The guy can choose what to pump: strength, speed, detection skills, combat skills, survival skills, and so on. The guy started the system by spending 1 point. In the apocalypse, any increase in strength increases the chances of survival, so the guy did not hesitate. The guy has experience and strategy, but physically he was very weak, so first of all he should have pumped his strength. The guy increased his strength by using 2 points. This time, when the guy has the tree of evolution, he will not let that tragedy happen again, and will protect his sister no matter what it costs him. Suddenly the guy woke up. He was sitting on the sofa, and Xinyu was lying at his feet. She was very glad that her brother finally woke up. She said that he scared her very much when he suddenly fainted. The guy replied that most likely it happened just from fatigue. The girl began to cry. The guy began to calm her down, and reminded her that he would always be with her and would not let her get hurt. The guy thought that he needed to clear the perimeter to make sure his sister was safe and deal with Ms. Huan's corpse, otherwise even more zombies would come to this place. Duan saw blood in the corridor, left over from the corpses. A trail of blood led down the stairs. The guy did not go downstairs and returned to the apartment. He opened the closet and looked at his clothes and realized that all of them had become too small for him and the clothes themselves were somehow too bright. The guy thought that he was probably too old for this. Thanks to the tree of evolution, Duan has grown and his body has become stronger thanks to a change in the gene. This is a real help for future battles. At that moment, Xinyu came into the room and gave her brother her father's clothes. The guy thanked the girl and put on his father's white shirt. Xinyu said that there is complete chaos outside and she is thinking about how her parents are there. So much had happened, and the girl wondered if they were okay. Duan and Xin were abandoned by their parents when they were 10 years old. From that moment on, they started sending money every year. It was the only thing that hinted at their existence. In his previous life, after the zombie apocalypse began, Duan tried to find them for about 10 years, but he never found any clue. The guy told his sister not to worry and added that the parents would take care of themselves. He also said that their safety is much more important now. The girl looked at her brother and said that she still did not believe that he had grown so much overnight. Doon replied that he himself did not understand how it happened and suggested that it was just hormones. Doon decided that it was better not to tell the girl about rebirth and the tree of evolution. In response to this, Xinyu said that the guy in vain thinks that she will believe him. The guy tried to get away from the question and said that he needed to move away. The girl indignantly asked the guy about where he was going, because it was very dangerous outside. The guy had already started to explain himself when the girl interrupted him and said that she was very scared, because the whole world was transformed in an instant. The girl was afraid that because of her illness, she would become a burden to Doon. She said that her brother is now her only family and she is afraid that he will leave her too. The guy sat down on one knee and leaned over to his sister. He apologized for making her feel that way. He said he would just look around and check if he was safe in this place. He also added that if he doesn't get rid of them now, it will cause problems in the future. The guy continued and said that he did not want to be in Aunt Huan's place and see if there were other survivors, because in such a difficult time you need to stick together. The girl gave the guy her hairpin and told him to promise to come back for lunch. The guy thanked the girl for letting him go and said that he would definitely return by the promised time. The girl wished her brother to be careful. The girl finally told Doon that he should return in one piece. The guy thought that the 13th floor is permanently closed, which means that he will start from the 12th and will go down. The guy thought that if he understood everything correctly, then in order to get evolution points, he would need to kill as many zombies as possible. On the 11th floor of the landing, the guy found several corpses. A zombie was standing over them and eating their brains. The monster attacked Doon. The guy decided that if his strength has advanced to the 2nd level, then he is able to kill zombies with one blow. Doon tried to do it and he succeeded. After that, a message appeared that Doon had killed an entry-level zombie and would receive 1 evolution point. The guy realized that 6 evolution points are needed to increase the strength, which means he needs to kill 5 more zombies. 10 points are needed to improve the mental spirit. In his past life, Doon had heard about using a mental spirit. In those days, people could only resist mutated monsters with the help of awakened ones with various mental spirit skills. When someone pumped this characteristic, they received abilities and became a first-class warrior. The guy decided that, judging by the increase in the strength coefficient, the points he needed to improve his mental spirit could be 7, 8, or even 10 times higher. To get the skill, you need the 10th level of mental spirit. The guy decided that he could not score so many points now, so he would have to postpone pumping his mental spirit until better times and while he pumped dexterity and detection. Thus, the guy now needed to kill as many zombies as possible. The guy entered one of the apartments, the door to which was open, and saw signs of a struggle. He saw a lot of bloodstains on the floor in the bathroom. Entering the bathroom, he found the girl lying in the bathtub. He looked at her and thought that her skin was normal color and she didn't look like a zombie. Suddenly, the guy heard the sounds of zombies behind him. The monster had almost bitten Doon, but he turned around and killed him with one blow. The guy got another evolution point again. Doon exhaled and realized that he was in a dangerous position and didn't even notice how the zombie had crept up on him. The guy decided that he should not relax his vigilance, because even if the tree of evolution improved his skills, it did not make him immortal. Doon left the apartment and realized that he had to hurry, because he still had 10 floors left. The guy remembered that Uncle Lee lived on the 3rd floor. The guy knocked on one of the apartments and asked if there was anyone in it, but no one answered him. After that, he said that if there was no one in the apartment, then he broke down the door. The girl opened the door. She said it was getting late and asked the guy what he needed. Doon replied that he was from apartment number 1202 and introduced himself. He said he thought the girl was already aware that the world was filled with zombies. To protect the family, the guy looked around the neighborhood. The girl replied that everything was clear to her and it was safe in the apartment, so he could go on. The girl apologized and said that she needed to rest. After that, she was about to close the door, but Doon held her with his foot. He said that he needed to personally make sure that there were no zombies in the apartment and asked the girl to let him inside and not force him to use force. The girl agreed and opened the door. The guy went inside and didn't see any zombies. Doon saw a picture of a girl with her husband and son on the wall. He asked her where her family was. The woman replied that her son was at school, and her husband left to meet him and they still haven't returned, which makes it very hard for her. The girl crumpled the fabric of her skirt from nerves. She told the guy that if he was done, she asked him to come out, because the presence of a man with a knife in her blood scared her. Doon said he understood her, apologized and told her to take care of herself. The guy decided that, apparently, this apartment is really safe and does not even smell of blood. He was about to leave when he suddenly heard some sounds from the next room, the door of which was closed. The guy said he could hear sounds from the bathtub and asked the girl if there was anyone else in the house. The girl replied that she was completely alone in the house. Then Doon said he needed to check the bathroom. The girl asked the guy to leave and said that maybe it was just a cat making noise. She tried in every way to stop Doon from entering the bathroom. The guy opened the door a little and felt a strong smell of blood. To look inside, he saw something. Looking inside the room, he found that it was not a bathroom, but a children's room. He saw a little boy there who had already turned into a zombie. At that moment, the woman picked up a bat and wanted to hit the guy on the head, but he reacted in time, and the woman missed. As a result, they both ended up in the room. Doon asked the woman about what she was doing. At that moment, the zombie child attacked the guy. Doon thought that zombie children are very fast, though not strong. The guy began to fight with the child. At that moment, a woman stood between the guy and the child and said that she would not allow her son to be touched. Doon replied to the woman that she needed to wake up. He also said that this was no longer her son, but a zombie who was there. If she continued to protect him, she herself seemed in danger. The woman started crying and said she didn't believe it. She also added that she thinks her boy is just sick. She needs to wait until the right medicine is invented and then he will recover. Therefore, the woman said that she would not let the guy kill her son. While the girl was saying all this, she was standing with her back to her son. At that moment, he plunged his hand into her chest and killed her. After that, the guy quickly began to run away from the room. The boy's mother in the last minutes of her life begged the guy not to kill her son, because she believed that he would definitely recover. In response, Doon said that if he turned, then he could not be saved, and he could not let the boy walk the streets. After that, the guy killed the boy. Doon thought that he could not pardon the zombie because he had to protect his sister. Going down to the 10th floor, the guy saw a coach who lives on the 5th floor and wondered what this man was doing here. Doon realized that the coach was coming to the 10th floor with the smell of blood. In the hands of the big man was a dumbbell. He swung it to hit the guy, but he managed to dodge. When there is a transformation into a zombie, the strength of the infected increases greatly, so if a person was initially strong, then he becomes an even more difficult opponent. The guy realized that even with the second level of strength, he would not be able to defeat this enemy. Doon realized that he was facing another dangerous zombie and now the guy has problems. Before awakening, people were most afraid of zombified animals. Speed, sense of smell, hearing, all these characteristics make them incredibly dangerous. In front of the guy there was one big man with dumbbells in his hand and a big wolf. Both were zombies. The guy fought with them as best he could and almost died. All this fight attracted zombies from the lower floors, and the situation was getting worse. But now the main task of the guy was to. The guy deftly dodged the attacks of both zombies, but he understood that he did not have enough strength to overcome, so he needed to take them away from his sister and then sort it out. The guy ran down the stairs to the elevator, but found that several dozen zombies were coming at him. The guy was surrounded from all sides. He decided that it would not be difficult for him to cut through a large crowd of weak zombies. He came on behalf of everyone and ran into someone's apartment. The guy realized that he had killed zombies, but did not get evolution points from them. The guy suggested that maybe he needed to finish them off. It also seemed to the guy that zombies are developing too fast and their strength has already gone beyond the first stage. It seems that this time evolution was happening at a breakneck speed. Suddenly, the guy was trapped. At the door to the room in which he was standing, there was the same zombie trainer and dog. The guy hid behind the bed, but the zombie found him anyway. He struck a very strong blow to the guy, from which he flew down several floors. Doon lost consciousness. He thought that it was over and that he was still a loser, even after rebirth. He also thought that he hoped that he could make up for the mistakes he had made in the past. But it seems that shit is always shit, no matter where it is shoved. However, his younger sister appeared in the guy's memories, and he decided that he would not stay for nothing while his sister was alive, especially since this time he has an evolution. The guy began to improve his speed, simultaneously killing zombies. The guy earned enough points to pump up speed and strength. He ran to his younger sister and hoped that she would wait for him. At that time, the girl was in the apartment and was sitting opposite the door. At that moment, someone knocked on the door. The girl asked about who was behind the door, but I didn't answer anything. She wasn't sure if her brother was standing there or someone else, but she decided to open the door anyway. The girl opened the door a little and saw two zombies behind it. At that moment, Doon appeared and killed them. The sister didn't see the zombie right away and closed the door. The guy told his sister to open the door and let him in. His sister asked him why he didn't answer right away, but he said there was a reason for that. The sister asked her brother if he had done everything he wanted and if he was okay. He told his sister to close the door and not open it to anyone, despite the fact that she would hear. The girl asked her brother about what happened, but he did not answer her. The guy turned around and stood in front of a huge zombie trainer. He said he had had enough and the guy wouldn't let the monsters take a step. The moment the zombie took one step forward, the guy ran over and cut off his leg. At that moment, the dog appeared, but Doon deftly dodged his attack. In parallel with this, he hit the zombie, but he got up and began to move as if nothing had happened. The guy was surprised by this, but decided that this was a good opportunity to test the strength of the third level. The guy ran towards the monster and stabbed him right in the chest. After that, an alert appeared that the guy had killed a level 6 zombie and received 6 points. Doon was glad that he was able to do this. He managed to protect his sister from zombies. However, there was still a long way ahead of him. There is very little time left before the crazy evolution of zombies. Then they will begin to mutate at an incredible speed, so the guy needs more evolution points. Doon thought that even if he didn't know anything about the tree of evolution, it would make him stronger. The guy decided that he needed to pump with his help, and thanks to the knowledge about his past life and the tree of evolution, he would be able to change the course of history. The hope of humanity is not lost. If in a previous life people in despair huddled in corners at the sight of infected, then this time, Doon decided to change the situation. As a result, the guy went down from the 11th floor to the 1st and killed all the zombies in the house. When he went outside, he realized that it was well past noon and his sister must be very worried, so he should go back. Arriving at the apartment, the guy went to the shower. There he discovered the tree of evolution. 8 points were available to him. It was less than the guy expected, but that's enough for now. To get more, you need to get out and so much more dangerous. Therefore, you need to immediately use the points you received. The guy used 5 points in order to increase the speed level to the 3rd, and also used 2 points in order to increase the detection to the 2nd level. After the guy got out of the shower, he found his sister on the balcony and asked her about why she was not sleeping. The girl replied that she was watching the news and they say that zombies appeared all over the world at once and humanity faced an unprecedented crisis. They also said that the spread is under control, and everything will get better very soon. The girl asked her brother if it was true, because there are a lot of zombies everywhere, and what happened so suddenly that it shouldn't just end like that. In response to this, the guy said that he would definitely come up with something, and it didn't matter because he would protect his sister at any cost. The guy asked Xinyu if she believed him. The girl replied that she believed her brother, just worried about him. She also said that today she was terrified that he wouldn't come back. The girl said that if she could only walk, she would help her brother in everything that she would have enough strength for, because she does not want to sit idly by. In response to this, the guy said that the girl should not worry just like that and she would definitely be able to get to her feet. The girl asked the guy about how he imagines it, because she knows that her illness is incurable and she will never be able to get up. The guy thought that, in fact, the girl still has a chance if she awakens her strength. On this day there will be a meteor shower, which was a turning point. In a previous life, he caused the evolution of zombies after the second wave of the apocalypse. It was meteorites that changed the fate of mankind. At that moment, the girl told her brother that you are sparkling in the sky. The meteorite emits a particularly radiative energy that feeds the zombies. When they absorb it, they turn into genetic mutants. However, if a person eats such a core, he can get some abilities. The guy thought that if he could get as many cores and more industrial people as possible, then he could change history. The guy also remembered that there were even those who were able to directly absorb energy and draw strength from there, but such are extremely rare. At that moment, a meteor shower began. The girl told her brother that the meteorite was flying straight into their house. The guy looked through binoculars to see where he fell. The girl said that the meteorite flew very close and if its trajectory had changed even a little, they would have suffered greatly. The guy realized that the meteorite fell not so far away, just 16 kilometers from his house. At the speed of the 3rd level, he can run to there in an hour. The guy had to make some preparations and the next day he decided to go, because he needed to get this meteorite for his sister. Suddenly, the guy found that his drink was frozen, but when he took it out, it was still warm. The girl who was watching all this said that it was all terrible and asked her brother if the end of the world had come. She also added that they need to stay at home, as it is not safe outside. Suddenly it dawned on the guy that his sister was already absorbing the energy of the meteorite. He told his sister that he promised her that she would get back on her feet soon. The next day, the guy told his sister that he wanted to leave the house. It scared her very much. The girl tried in every way to dissuade her brother from this venture, since it was too dangerous on the street. The guy told his sister to calm down, as this is very important, and he must do it for the sake of his sister and all mankind. The guy said that just a little more, and his sister will be able to stand on her feet. The girl told the guy to stop talking about it, and added that she would rather have her brother safe and sound than be able to walk again. She really asked her brother not to leave. Doan apologized and said that he understood that there was a complete mess going on right now and asked his sister to give him some time. He gave the girl a walkie-talkie that he found in the apartment. With her help, the girl will be able to contact her brother. The guy really asked the girl not to let anyone into the apartment, and he promised to tell her about the rest as soon as he returned. The guy thought that if he did it now, the girl would not believe him, but when she awakens her powers, everything will fall into place. And although the guy believed that he needed to be close to his sister for the sake of her safety, he must become stronger and go outside. Suddenly, the girl spoke into the guy's walkie-talkie and asked him how she could be heard. She apologized to the guy for putting pressure on him. Because he does everything for the girl, she only complains. The guy replied that everything was fine and he understood his sister, because he was not the same person as he was 2 days ago. At this time, the guy arrived on the first floor. He said he had to go, reminded the girl again about her safety, and went outside. The girl asked her brother to check his pockets. The guy put his hand in his pocket and found a cross there. The girl told the guy not to forget about their agreement, because he promised to return before nightfall. The guy thanked his sister for the cross and said that he would come before dark. After the meteor shower, the city turned into ruins. In some miserable 48 hours, the world turned into hell. Now there should be fewer zombies, and the energy of the meteor shower distracts them, but caution still does not hurt. The guy decided that he should not attract attention, especially from mutant animals. Suddenly, a zombie got out of the car that the guy was passing by. However, Doan quickly dealt with them. At that moment, in another part of the city, the military was standing. One of them turned to Mr. Lai and asked him how the situation was there. He replied that everyone was dead and that it was possible to report that the Zia team had destroyed zombies in the west. Another soldier reported to the commander that all mutated zombies in the west have been eliminated. Lee asked about what was going on, because after the meteor shower, the number of zombies decreased dramatically. At this time, in some office, a girl approached Miss Zia. She said that Mr. Lai reported that the zombies on the west side have been eliminated and they are awaiting further action. The girl told the military to continue patrolling, because you need to make sure that not a single zombie is missed. After that, the girl said that on top of everything else, Mr. Huang said he wanted to return to the company. After that, the man got up from the table and banged on it with his fist. He asked about how much longer he would be stuck in this place and ordered to take them to the company. In response to this, the girl said that she was a police officer. They were the man's personal bodyguard. She also added that such behavior in these conditions is equivalent to suicide. If a man values his life, then he should listen to her and not get involved, because she is the commander here. The girl also told the man to read the news about the situation. The girl asked the man if he understood her words. He replied that he understood everything. The girl ordered Lin Wen to contact Mr. Lai because she needed to give him information. The second man, who was sitting at the table, glared at the girl and thought that one day he would teach her a lesson. The girl asked Mr. Lee about where all the zombies could have gone. The man said that it was difficult for him to answer this question and he thinks that it's all about yesterday's meteor shower. He asked the captain if he should investigate the matter. In response, the girl said that it would need to be done, but not now. She also said that if what the man says is true, then going there now would be too risky. She ordered the team to return and wait for the order. At this moment, Doan was walking through the city. He found that the zombies were getting bigger and bigger, which meant that the meteorite was already close. The guy realized that, apparently, he could not avoid a collision with zombies, so he would fight with them. The guy quickly finished off several zombies on his way and got 4 evolution points for it. Suddenly, the guy saw the energy of a meteorite in front of him. It was purple. With the speed of the 3rd level, the guy gets to the place in a couple of seconds, but he doesn't know what to expect there, so he decided to check the neighborhood first, and then go. The guy climbed onto the roof and looked at the meteorite through binoculars. He saw a fragment of a meteorite, which he had never seen live in his previous life. He also saw that there seemed to be a zombie around how many, but somehow he wasn't interested in it at all. It seemed strange to the guy that the zombie didn't fit the shard and he thought that the zombie might be unusual. The guy decided that he needed to hurry, because if he pulls the cat by the tail, the zombie can absorb all the energy and mutate. And there were a lot of zombies around the guys, and at night it would be a big problem. The guy decided that he needed to act now, just pick up the shard and run away. The guy ran up to the crater, in which there was a fragment from a meteorite. He wanted to cut off the zombie's head with his blade, but it broke on the girl's head. A red tattoo lit up on her arm. This zombie girl's eyeballs were pitch black and her pupils were golden. The guy suggested that it was a native zombie. In a previous life, they were the most terrifying, and the guy could not understand why she was here. The girl flew up to the guy with great speed and knocked him over. Then he fell to the ground, but the vines caught him, and the guy realized that the zombie was really native. Doohan took out a weapon from his pocket and cut the vines with it. Such native zombies have special abilities, and the power of speed is quickly pumped. It's like they were born killers. The guy couldn't understand why such a strong zombie appeared so early. The girl attacked the guy with her vines, but Doohan decided not to fight her. The guy decided that he would just grab the shard and run away. However, the zombie decided to close the path to the shard with its vines. The guy cut them and decided that she had read his thoughts. He realized that the zombie girl was laughing at him. This prompted the guy to think that she had a mind, which did not bode well for him. The girl attacked Doohan again with her vines. The guy thought that yesterday he fought with powerful zombies, and today with a native. This completely contradicts the events of a past life, which means that history is changing. The guy couldn't understand what was going on while he watched the zombie pulling power from the shard. Doohan realized that it was from them that the native ones arose, and now they are protecting these fragments. If the guy's conjectures are correct, then the girl will not go far from the shard. The guy jumped as high as possible to get out of the pit. The zombie girl sent her vines after him. They cut the thread with a cross on the guy's arm, and he, in turn, cut all the vines that were reaching for him. Doohan collapsed to the ground and began to spit up blood. The guy realized that he was right, that in order to pick up the shard, he would have to defeat this zombie girl. After some time, the guy came out of the pit and hid in an abandoned house nearby. He decided that it was too risky to go straight to her, and he needed to prepare a good plan. The guy bandaged all his wounds and reached into his backpack. From there he took out a large jar of the dead man's blood. The zombie girl heard the roar of the engine. Looking in the direction of the sound, she saw Doohan, who was riding a motorcycle directly in her direction. Behind him was a huge crowd of zombies. They all ran after the guy, because he was holding a jar of dead man's blood in his hands, and she beckoned them with her smell. The guy threw the jar into the pit in which the zombie girl and the shard were. He decided that since the girl did not want to leave, then let her meet the guests. A bunch of zombies ran straight into the pit to the girl. They all piled on top of her at once in a huge pile. However, the girl, using her strength and vines, pushed them away from her in one movement. The guy watched all this from the roof of a house nearby, and was surprised by such strength, because the girl put everyone down in just one blow. Doohan realized that he himself could not defeat this zombie girl, and would have to rely on those low-level zombies that he sent to her, and then only reap the delicious fruits of victory. A huge pile of zombies surrounded the nugget girl from all sides, and she fought them off with her vines. As a result, when there was absolutely nothing to do, she rose above the pit and enveloped all the zombies who were below with her vines, creating a kind of cocoon. Doohan decided to get closer to the girl in order to see what else she can do. A lot of zombies ran into the noise of the battle, but it wasn't enough. The guy decided that he needed to find stronger monsters. The native had already managed to kill those around her, and even though she was exhausted, there was no doubt that she was still too tough for Doohan. The guy decided that if he delayed, the shard would restore energy and then it would become even more difficult. Doohan couldn't figure out what to do in such a situation. Suddenly, a huge dog mutated into a zombie appeared on the battlefield of the girl zombie Nugget. He started attacking the girl by jumping on her. She, in turn, put the vines in front of her, which were supposed to cut through the beast, but he gnawed them without difficulty and got to the girl herself. The guy was surprised that a zombified animal appeared. It turned out to be very powerful and he had every chance to defeat the Nugget girl. However, after looking at the fur of this beast, the guy realized that he was about to mutate. Doohan realized that if the beast swallowed the shard, something would happen. The girl used her vines to drive the beast away from her and she did it. The animal was distracted, and she drove it into the wall with her vines. However, the dog stood up as if nothing had happened and was ready for a new fight. The beast very cleverly evaded the attacks of the girl, which she did exclusively with the help of her vines. In the end, he jumped on the girl and began to eat her. The guy realized that if the dog eats a nugget, the situation will be very bad. For a second, it seemed to the guy that the beast really killed the original, but then, looking closer, he saw her breathing and realized that she was still alive. When the dog was completely distracted, she plunged her vines into him again and lifted him to the top. Doohan realized that the zombie girl had cheated and tried to lure both the dog and the guy to the bottom in order to kill with one blow, because she no longer has the strength for both of them. The girl realized that the guy guessed about her trap and mockingly asked him if he had become wiser. Duan replied that he could say the same about her. Then the girl asked the guy if he was sure he could beat her. In response to this, the guy said that this was his question. The guy took off his shirt and stayed in one t-shirt. The girl said that she did not think that the guy himself would come to his certain death. In response to this, Duan said that there was something in this crater that he needed, so he had to return. At that moment, a vine headed towards the guy, but he managed to notice her vines and cut them off. Duan noticed that the primordial girl had become slower. The girl pointed dozens of vines at the guy and shouted for him to die, calling him a bug. The guy noticed that thanks to improved detection, he could monitor her speed. Duan easily cut all the vines that were aimed at him. The girl angrily shouted that the guy was too self-confident and came closer to him. At that moment, the girl's hand was torn off by one of the vines. She angrily shouted at Duan that he was a human brat and she would cut him into small pieces, kill him and not leave a living place. At that moment, she directed several dozen vines at herself and they entangled her. The guy couldn't understand what was going on, because he thought that the zombie girl was fighting in full force. The guy realized that the native absorbs the energy of the meteorite. After that, the girl turned into a huge monster like a big flower and began to hit Duan. The guy deviated from her attacks and realized that he needed to escape from this place as soon as possible. However, the girl blocked his exit from the pit and said that she would not take him for a ride a second time. She began to direct several dozen vines at the guy again and again, and Duan, in turn, cut them all off, but already understood that things were bad for him. The guy couldn't figure out what to do, because he had to come up with something urgently. At one point, the vine was already very close to Duan and almost pierced into his eye, when suddenly it dissolved and the zombie primordial fell to the ground groaning. The guy couldn't figure out what was going on. Suddenly, he realized that the zombie girl could not withstand such a strong energy, so her body was also exhausted after the fight. The girl struggled with the last of her strength, directing vines at the guy, but he easily chopped them all. Zombie Primordial shouted that she would kill the guy, and in response to this he said that she would rather kill herself. The guy cut off the vines and came closer and closer to the zombies. As a result, he cut off her roots and the zombie girl fell. She asked the guy about why a person needs the energy of a meteorite. The guy replied that it was none of her business. Everyone has what they want. Only Duan at one time, because of the strength of the enemy, made the wrong choice and regretted it for a very long time. So the guy swore to the last to stand for everything important to him and scrolled through these thoughts in his head for 20 years. So he understands the original zombie, the one who will fight to the death for his treasure until all the enemies take a break, or she herself. After these words, Duan killed a zombie and got 100 evolution points for it. The guy said that he did not think that she would bring him so many points, and if each such fragment has its own defender, then you need to be alert. The guy calmly touched the shard with his hands and decided that then Xinyu would be able to get to his feet soon. Touching the shard, the guy realized that his wounds had almost all disappeared and healed. If this is the power of a meteorite fragment, then that's fine, because with it, Duan's sister will definitely recover. The guy put the shard in his pocket and decided that he would go to share the good news with his sister. Suddenly, the guy heard a sound behind him. He turned around and saw a dead monster, the same big zombified dog that had attacked the primordial zombie earlier. The guy thought he heard something and the monster seems to be still alive. Suddenly, some red energy began to be released from the monster. Duan couldn't understand how this was possible, because he gave birth to a little puppy. The guy thought that zombies cannot reproduce at the initial stage, and after the mother's conversion, the cub in the womb had to become the energy that would absorb the body. So the monster died before it was swallowed up. It turns out that the puppy survived and inherited all the powers of the mother. It was very rare and he was lucky. The guy thought that he would be able to tame a newborn monster if he became the first one he saw when he opened his eyes. The kid will consider him a family to which he will be faithful. The dog opened his eyes and saw Duan. He looked at him for a while, and then began to lick his face. The guy realized that it worked and he tamed the monster. Duan happily said that today was his day and told the dog that they should try in the future. He decided to name the dog Goldie. Since the dog was a newborn and still weak, he needed to gain strength and sleep. Duan decided that the dog would sleep in his backpack. It was getting dark and it was time for Duan to go home, because it would be harder to get home at night. There are 5 days left until the end of the apocalypse revelation stage. The guy was running through the city towards the house. The sun had already set, and the zombie energy was thickening. In a day, they could mutate and absorb the shard. The guy chose a remote path, but they found him anyway. They were monsters, big mutated rats, a whole pack that was much more difficult to deal with. The guy realized that they had come to his soul for the energy of the meteorite. Duan realized that his position was not advantageous and he could not fight them, so he needed to hide in a safe place. At that moment, in the police captain's office, the girl told Sister Zia that it was worth having a little rest, because she needed sleep. In response to this, the girl said that she was fine and it was better to let old Lee and the others rest. Suddenly the girl